got out of the shower. Usually I shower in the evenings, but today is a filming day for me, so I wanted to freshen my hair because I've been sweating a lot at night and just like completely soaking my hair. Anyway, fresh, good. And for my skincare routine today in the shower, I just used my Pacific Fresh Herb Origin Cleansing Foam. This is a really nice one just for getting rid of all that excess oil, and it uses some nice natural herbal ingredients in there. I didn't film my skincare routine while I was doing it because I just was not paying attention, but I went in with a little bit of the Klairs Supple Preparation Unscented Facial Toner as my toner today because it's really deeply hydrating and simple. I was recently on my monthly and it gave me a few breakouts around like my jawline, so I want to use like some gentler ingredients on my skin. I went in and used the Parnell Sycamonu 92 serum to get all those benefits from cica and honey to reduce the redness and inflammation in any active pimples I may have had. They're a little bit hard to see, they're really just all down there. Then I did the smallest amount of the Muldream Soul Mild Intensive Facial Cream. I love this and I never really talk about it, and I'm literally like done the whole thing. Mind you, it took me like 2 years to go through this just because I simply have so many skincare products. But this is like an underhyped Korean skincare brand that no one talks about. Anyway, this cream is really good if you have super dehydrated skin that is on the drier side. And then to finish it off, I did 3 drops of this coming soon First Glow Atelier skincare product. Again, I don't know when this is going to actually be available because it seems like the supplier for the bottles still hasn't shipped the bottles and the shipping's going to take a while. So I'm now anticipating it will be like January maybe when we get them in, which is really upsetting for me that it's taking this long just to simply get the bottles because the formula is done. It's ready to go. Oh my God. A little behind the scenes, if we do ever have a restock of it, because we did have to order like a huge amount of bottles for minimum order purposes. So when and if the restock does ever happen for that in the future, I'm not sure if we'll go with that same supplier again because it's been like they've just been way too slow for any real good reason and just difficult to work with. That is it for my skincare routine. I am going to be using my Ginzan Porcelain Base Skip Tone Up Beige Cream as my SPF today because I do have to run some errands after I publish a video to YouTube because I'm all out of groceries and I need to go buy kitty litter because I'm all out of kitty litter as well. And then when I get home, we are gonna start a long awaited Q&A video. I have not done a Q&A video in probably like 3 years, I want to say, which is crazy because like, how has it been that long since my last Q&A video? Or if I did, maybe it was last Vlogmas, but I feel like it wasn't. Like I feel like last year at Vlogmas, I did not do a Q&A video. I can't quite remember, to be honest with you guys, but yeah. So I am going to put some clothes on, head on over to H Mart, because I want more of my Korean and Japanese ingredients, and then go to the pet store, get some kitty litter, come back home, and then we'll start filming our Q&A video. I just finished grocery shopping at H Mart. I never get like all my groceries from H Mart because it can be a little bit expensive, especially for things that you can get like at regular grocery stores like vegetables. But I stopped in an 85°C bakery to get a sea salt iced coffee. Now, if only Starbucks had bubble tea ceiling tops so you could do this to mix your drink. I really like the sea salt one with like less sweetness. It's pretty good. This is my first time getting 25% sweetness. I think half is good. So I'm probably gonna stop by a Heb, H-E-B, I'm always gonna say heb. Get some veggies just for grocery shopping purposes. I need some more milks as well. And then I'll head home and start the Q&A video. Alrighty. I know we all love a grocery shopping haul segment, so I'm gonna show you guys what I got from H Mart. I got one of my favorite Japanese bath powders, multi-sets. I really like this one. If you guys have never tried Japanese bath powders, highly recommend. I got my favorite Japanese granola. It's a little bit pricey here. I think this was like $9. Or maybe, I remember cereal and granola is actually a little expensive in Japan as well. But either way, this stuff is like so addictive. I got this fancy looking tonkatsu ramen. Interesting to try out. Right in front of me, I got my multi-pack of Korean seaweed snacks. I like buying the unprepped ones because it's just wasteful to buy the pre-packaged ones because they come with all this extra plastic and I can just cut it myself. I got 2 Pullman silken tofus. This is my favorite style of tofu to get. I grabbed a small pack of inari tofu pockets. I grabbed this Korean barbecue flavored beef patties by House of Dokgalbi. I love Hamburg steak, so I'm really excited to try this out with like rice and veggies. I grabbed some BB Go pork and veggie dumplings. I'm probably gonna have these for lunch now because I have only had my protein in greens drink this morning and 2 coffees, so I'm definitely quite on the hungry side. Do any of you guys remember the Japan vlogs where every single time I would go grocery shopping, I would always come back with gyoza? Like always gyoza from the grocery stores, like the fresh kind already ready to go, and we just eat it while doing grocery shopping. Brings back memories. I grabbed another one of those same Ramen King ramen, instant ramens to try out. I got the miso flavor one. I grabbed some of this SNB Tasty Brown Stew, Japanese Rich Brown Stew mix. I think my chicken actually leaked on it, so I'm gonna have to wash that. And then as I said, I bought some, did it leak? I don't know. No, oh wait, did it? I can't tell. I think it did a little bit. Anyway, I grabbed some like organic, super health, like no GMO, whatever, chicken breast from H Mart that's pre-sliced. I'm probably gonna keep buying my chicken there because like every single time I bought chicken elsewhere, it's just been like really hard, really like, I don't know. We'll see. I'm gonna wash this though because it's definitely spilled. I grabbed some Korean date tea. I loved having this when I was in Korea. Was it that leaked or was it this? It was probably the chicken. I grabbed a little multi-pack of some Korean side dishes. I grabbed a premium gomtang. I'm not really a big ramen eater, but sometimes it's nice to have. And then I grabbed some more kimchi because I'm all out, so I got this BB Go one. Alrighty. I am done everything, and how the heck, I swear I went out at 12:30. It is 4 p.m. now. Like that's the one thing, like all I did was grocery shop and go to the pet store, and it took like 3.5 hours. And that is the one thing I miss about living in the core of a city, is like the grocery store and everything is just so compact and close to each other. But here it's like, okay, I'm going to the Asian grocery market, then I gotta drive 15 minutes in the opposite direction or 10 minutes in the opposite direction to get to the regular grocery store. And then I gotta go to the pet store, which is another 5 minutes down the road. And it's just like, there's half the day. Like I literally had to take this day off from doing like admin, computer work, business stuff just to get grocery shopping done at all the places I've been meaning to go to. I mean, of course, if I just went to one grocery store, it would have been so much easier, but I've been meaning to go to H Mart for a while now, and I've been putting it off until I needed more things from there. Anyway, we are back. I got my coffee. I ate a few of those dumplings, but 6 of them, they were delicious. I'm no longer starving, so let's hop into this Q&A. All right, I just want to thank you guys right off the bat for joining in on this Q&A. I haven't done one in a while, and I was a little bit skeptical on how many of you guys would actually respond to the Q&A questions, so thank you so much to everyone who provided their questions to me. Let's hop into it and start off with Instagram questions first. The first question that we have on the list is, where do you want to visit the most in the United States? That is a hard question to ask because there are a few of them, but the main one is definitely New Orleans. New Orleans has always been somewhere that I've always wanted to visit and always wanted to check out, just because it has such a unique French colonial vibe to it. Plus, it's where jazz was founded, and my family heavily grew up on jazz being the main musical influence in our household. And it's just kind of a core part of who I am because of my dad. So I just would love to go there. And we actually were supposed to go during my birthday, but then we adopted Haru spontaneously and had to cancel that trip. And also it was like hurricane season, and the whole time we were intending to be there for my birthday, it was gonna be like typhooning. So maybe in the upcoming spring season we will go. Another question we have is, Alaska visit soon? Hell no. No way. With Alaska being even closer to Canada, I probably would have gone if I ever intended to go while I was living in Canada, but I don't know, I don't really have this big desire to visit Alaska. I think one day it would be really, really cool, especially to see like the Northern Lights, but it's not something on my main hit list of places to go. Next we have, would you move back to Toronto? Love you, B. Love you too. Yeah, absolutely. It is not only close to my family and my home where I grew up, but it also is where my friends are, and it's also just easy as well. So if we did end up moving back to Canada, it probably would be Toronto right off the bat. We originally were heavily considering Vancouver, but on my last visit there, I don't know, it just didn't feel the same at all, and I was kind of like disappointed. So I think Toronto would probably be the place we would move to if we did move back to Canada. Toronto's really not that bad when it's not the pandemic. During the pandemic, it was horrible, but pre-pandemic, I really enjoyed living in Toronto. Next we have, are you planning to move back to Japan, and would you stay there permanently or just temporarily? Ideally, we could move to Japan. That would be perfectly amazing, but it's not possible. Not with our lives right now, not with honeyboy's work, not with us being, you know, a pair, a couple. I'm not just gonna move to Japan by myself and say bye-bye. But like, that would be amazing if in the future we could have like moved there and spend like a year or two there, or if we could have like, you know, a temporary home there, like a small little apartment that we could go to every so often, like spend several months in Japan and then several months wherever our home base is. Like, that's kind of my life goal, is to not necessarily have a permanent home situation there, but have like a base either in Canada or in the US apparently, and then have a temporary smaller, like small condo, small apartment in Japan where I can spend 3 months at a time, or however long is possible. But we are planning to go back for a pretty long visit in the springtime at the end of March, early April. I'll probably be staying for 2 months. Honeyboy will be there for a month with me. So we'll see where that goes. Next question we have, what is the product you're most excited to launch with your new skincare? Oh my gosh, definitely my first actual skincare product. I have about 3 to 4, maybe 4 launches coming really, really soon in time for the holiday season. But the biggest, most long-standing one that is still pending is our first ever skincare like product for the skin. The formula is done, the formula is ready. It's just that the bottles are taking so long. So that's probably the one I'm most excited and most nervous for, to be honest, because it's my first ever formulation. I really, really love it, and I'm hoping you guys will love it, and I'm hoping it will be successful. But yeah, I'm really excited and nervous about it, you guys. Like, ooh. Next we have, do you still talk to everyone from Japan days? Not everyone. It's been a long time, you guys. It's been like almost 6 years insane and gross. I know, like the years have just flown by. It's so upsetting, but you know, people change, people's lives go in opposite directions. I don't talk to absolutely everyone that, and they don't talk to me, but there are a few core people that I keep in touch with and that keep in touch with me and have over the years, and it's really nice. And I can't wait to see them when I go back to Japan. Like I feel bad because the amount of times I've been like, I'm coming back to Japan, like I can't wait to see you. And then the Corona hits, like, oh, never mind, another canceled trip. But yeah, not everyone, but a good number of people. Next we have, are you enjoying living in America? Like, there are some things I like about it, but America is really similar to Canada. There are some differences, but they're pretty much the same place, only one has a lot more crime and a lot more bad things compared to the other. I'm sure you can guess which ones. I like having a house, that's pretty cool. I don't like living this deep in suburbia. I don't really have much freedom, and it's really, really, really isolating, and it's been extremely difficult to make friends. And I've kind of given up on making friends because I don't think my type of people are really in Austin, or if they are, I just haven't found them and have had bad luck with that. So hey, if you guys live in Austin and you're into cosplay, anime, Genshin Impact, streaming, YouTube, content creating, all things like Japan, hit me up. Cause you girls, like, I've just given up on making friends. It's actually been probably the hardest move for me, aside from like moving back to Canada from Australia. That was really hard, but in a totally different aspect. But this has not been a happy move for me, and it took me a long time to go through the phases of grief. And I know that sounds dramatic for you guys, but when you're kind of pulled to move somewhere that you really don't want to go, it's hard on you mentally. And it definitely took a huge toll on me. And once I was out through the phases of grief, I realized I was actually in the phases of grief that whole time. And it was probably around the end-ish of summer where I exited grief and hit the acceptance phase. And I was just like, holy crap, that was the stages of grief in this move. But yeah, the hardest thing was letting go of my friends, not being able to make friends, being completely isolated from having complete freedom, and just being alone all the time. Well, I drink my extra ginormous coffee. It's okay, there's like barely any sugar in it. It's actually salty. But like, I am excited to have the ability to explore more of America. Like I mentioned before, I've always wanted to go to New Orleans. I've also always wanted to go to Colorado. I would love to hit up Nevada again. I haven't been there for like a decade. It was really cool to see California again after not seeing it for like a decade. And I like the idea of being this close to Mexico. Like, it's like a $100 flight apparently, and I can just have like a freaking amazing vacation. Also, I do really love the fact that it's just so warm here. Like, I think that's one of the saving graces, is that like it's always sunny in Texas. It's always sunny. And it's November and it's literally like 24 degrees today, Celsius. I'm like, what? In Canada, it's already so cold. Like, it might even snow. Next we have, what are the biggest challenges you found with starting your own business? Everything is a major challenge for me. I was talking on stream the other day, just plugging it here. I am back to streaming regularly on Twitch. I took an unintentional hiatus on there, but I realized I'm just so lonely being alone every day that even just working together on stream really helps keep me company and helps keep you guys company. So if you ever want to hang out with me and work together, join me on Twitch. It's in the links down below in the description box. But there's been a lot of struggles, and I think in the beginning, the biggest struggle was just not even knowing how to start. Like, no one tells you how to start a business, and that you just gotta literally email people. Just email like people. You want to sell products, just email the company saying, I want to sell your products. How can we make this happen? It's literally like that easy. Over the long term, I think the biggest difficulties in starting and running my own business is just not being able to have help and that I'm doing everything by myself, and also not having funding and money. We are a self-funded, bootstrapped business, which means like anything that goes into anything is from my bank account, my personal bank account, which a lot of people say is not a good business thing, but it's not the easiest to get investors, and it's not the easiest to get loans, especially with an e-commerce business. Like banks, traditional banks don't like e-commerce. There are funding companies out there that do fund e-commerce and make it a lot easier without having to put like your assets on the line, if you even have assets like a house. Most people my age don't, so how can you even get funding? But there are companies out there that do fund it, but there's catches, like you need to make like a certain monthly revenue of like 50K or something like crazy like that. And we're a small business, but I am actually trying to go through the processes of finding like Canadian government funding for small startup businesses. There is some for e-commerce out there, and I just need to go through the application process. But yeah, those are probably the biggest struggles, is not having enough money to make it successful. Like I feel like Low Atelier probably could have scaled a lot more and more dramatically if I simply had more funding and a helping hand. And I think like if we did get funding, a lot of that funding would just go to hiring somebody to help, because I'm just one person, and it's basically impossible to do it all without consistently being in a state of burnout. So if you guys are planning to start your own business, I would suggest applying for funding, whether it's through your government or whatever, and having like a part-timer for like 2 days out of the week, just to give you help. And then you'll have money for, you know, advertisement and buying stock and stuff. Next on the list, we have, how do you quit a job that's not done you any wrong, but you're still just not happy there? I did that right before the pandemic, and it was really, really hard to, but I think what the biggest thing is just doing it, because I was afraid to just quit my job because I didn't have a plan B other than like my YouTube, which fortunately is like a little bit of something coming in. But what I noticed is when you end something that you're not happy in, somehow it opens doors for you. And when I quit that job like before the pandemic, I got like the perfect opportunity, and it was like I was suddenly a digital marketing manager for a PR agency, and I was making significantly more, and I could work from home, and everything was perfect. Then literally like 2 months later, the pandemic hit, and that job went out the window because everybody lost their job then. But yeah, and that lined me up, you know, being able to do everything that I'm doing now. So I think it's just a matter of pulling the trigger on it and not living in fear behind that. And then when you have that extra time and you're not at that job that makes you upset, you have the time and capability to hunt for other things and just be able to put yourself out there more. Come back to Japan. I am. I just can't yet. There's too much on the go right now. It's so busy with the holiday season upcoming, and then after the holiday season, it's literally preparing for going to Japan. So soon. Would you like to try Kim Kardashian's 2022 Halloween costume, latex, or next cosplay? Nah, I don't. I'm not a fan of the Kardashians, and they really don't inspire me whatsoever. I don't know, with my cosplays, I really love just doing like video game characters and anime characters or original characters. I'm not so big on the idea of like Marvel characters. What's the first meal you want to enjoy when you're in Japan when you go back? Oh my God, you guys are gonna hate me. Caesarea, carbonara. People will be like, you're in Japan, why the heck are you getting Japanese Italian food? Because it's like they put drugs in it. I kid you not, they put drugs in that stuff. It's so good and so addictive. And I remember, oh my God, you guys, when I first moved to Japan with Kim Dao, literally one of the first restaurants we went to was Caesarea. I honestly think it was the first restaurant we ever went to together. And I was like, why are we getting Italian food? We're in Japan. She's like, you don't understand. And like my life changed from that day on. When I don't even know how many times I went to Caesarea when I was there. It's just different. Other than that, I think my second dish I would want to go is I need to go to Jonathan's Japanese family restaurant and get the tonkatsu set, like literally in January, February. Like mine and Kim Dow's obsession was just going late night Jonathan's, and we were like, why are we doing this? And it's just like, I don't know, it's so addicting, it's so good. What's your favorite motivation style of music? Trance, rock, pop, and 2022 song that you love? Motivation, it really depends on my mood. I'm definitely one of those people that gets hyper fixated on music when I start listening to it. Right now, November, I've already started Christmas music. I know I'm gross, but it makes me so happy and it makes me really high energy and motivated. So that is what's right now. But before that, I was going through K-pop lo-fi mixes on Spotify, just random playlists. And then prior to that, throughout the summer, I was going through like Yaosobi, a Japanese artist who does a lot of anime intros and ending songs. Love her stuff. And then prior to that, it was just, what was it? Just like my liked songs. I don't know, like just working. It's usually some form of really chill lo-fi music though. What brand hair dye do you use? Hold on, I literally just bought it because I need to touch up soon. If you're a longtime viewer of mine, you probably know I've more or less always dyed my own hair, except when I was living in Japan because I had like a sponsorship with Nalu hair salon, so they did my hair, which was absolutely amazing. But I've always done my own hair, and whenever I'm doing blonde, I have like a 3-stage process. First is the bleaching. I always bleach my hair up to at least a level 7 to 8. Lately, I'm more towards the level 7 range because I'm trying to achieve more of like a ashy, natural, dark blonde look. But if I'm going through like a lighter blonde phase, then I'll aim for that level 8 bleached level. And for the longest time when I was younger, no one educated me, and it was kind of like hush hush, like trade secret, that you can't just bleach your hair and be done with it. You actually have to put a topper color on so that it looks good. If you can't just throw bleach on and purple shampoo and call it a day. You need to put a color over it. And so I found the perfect combo for the hair color that I love right now, and it is 2 box dyes. Box dyes work best for me, honestly. I've bought in so many professional dyes in the past, and they always turn so orange on me, no matter like what combo and what amount of toners. Like I'm so good at doing my own hair now. But this is my perfect combination for hair color. I actually do have to touch it up right now, so I'm a little bit more going on the warmer side. But yeah, it is these two 50-50 split on my bleached hair, and my hair is resilient to holding hair dye right after bleaching it. So I have to do 2 rounds of this, and usually it's about a week apart. So I will bleach my hair, and then I'll do a round of the 50-50 split on this. And then about a week later, it's already kind of washing out. So then I do another round to touch up, and then it lasts like the whole month. And I just have to use a good purple shampoo, like the Finola No Yellow shampoo. I've been using that one for years, or I just make my own by adding purple dye into my shampoo, and it's like, that is literally how you get a purple shampoo. And that is my color. That's my color I've been doing for pretty much a year now. Next question, do you have a dream career? Yeah, like literally what I'm doing right now. My dream career is always being my own business owner and having my own skincare company, or if not skincare, some sort of own company. I've always wanted to be an entrepreneur and my own boss since I was in early high school. I would love to still maintain doing like social media and YouTube because it's just like a core of who I am. I've been doing it for so many years, and even though we're small and I'm not a big channel, it's just like I've done it for so long, it's become who I am. So no matter what, I don't think I'll ever quit because I feel like I would lose part of who I am if I did that. But at the baseline, I've always wanted to be a business owner and have my own skincare company, and we're doing that. And it's crazy because like even I was talking to honeyboy like in June, and he was like, well, what's your plan B? And I'm like, there is no plan B, because this was always for the longest time like my goal I wanted to achieve. Like, I don't know. Glow Atelier needs to succeed, you guys, or else I don't know what I'm gonna do next. Other than still doing social media, but you know. What do you miss the most about Japan? Everything, everything lifestyle. Japan really suits my personality type. It's very catered towards introverts, and I think that's why a lot of introverts like to move there, is because it caters to those personality types. And it's just extremely convenient. It's really clean. It's really safe for women. And I know like people will say, oh, well, there's still perverts in Japan and like it's still dangerous for women. But like comparatively to Canada and the US, it is a whole other level of safety. And I just love the culture, like coming from a very cultural mixing pot, suburbia, like it just feels like not that there's no culture, but it feels like there's such a dramatic difference in amount of culture from like Toronto, Canada to like Tokyo, Japan. I don't know, there's just, it's really hard to explain. And Japan's definitely not for everyone. I've heard about so many people going to Japan and just saying it didn't resonate with them and it was all right. But like for me, it's just like, while I lived there and even when I visited the first 2 times, it was like, this is it. Like, this is where I'm supposed to be. And you know, life takes you elsewhere, but I just miss everything. I miss the lifestyle. I miss the culture. I miss the slowness. Like, I think one of the biggest things I noticed when I lived in Japan was just simple daily things were just so calm for some reason. Like the grocery store, like here and in Canada, like people be whizzing by you, people be weaving, people be getting in your way. But in Japan, it's just like here's your cash. Thank you. But then here it's like, get out of here, take your bags, hurry. The next like even I was at the grocery store today and like the person's just throwing the groceries down the thing at me and I'm like trying to bag them as fast as possible. And the next person's like there tapping their feet, angsting. But in Japan, it's like, you know, it's just like, you would think because Japan is so densely populated compared to like population density in North America, that like it would be more angsty, especially with all the crowds. But somehow my anxiety was like way less. I think it's all about, I don't know, like of course you'll go to certain areas like Shibuya Crossing and like Shinjuku Station and like it's high pace, high energy. But like the daily, like not in busy areas, it's just so calm. Next we have, what would you like to receive for Christmas? It depends on what I need. Like I'm that kind of person where like when it comes to Christmas, I'll just like, well, like I need this or I would like this, but it's always like kind of in the moment. I think what I actually would ideally like for Christmas is a new photo camera. I've been using my old Nikon D5-200 for probably 15 years now. And want to hear something funny? All my photographer viewers out there are gonna like gasp at me. I have never updated my firmware apparently, and I just did that for the first time apparently 2 days ago, and I shot my latest Patreon look with the new firmware and I was like, holy crap, everything's in focus. Because I self-shoot all my sets and sometimes honeyboy helps, but I don't ask him for help too often because like a lot of the times it would be out of focus. And I was like, holy crap, everything's in focus. Like, why is it so much better? But yeah, I would still like a new camera body. I might probably would stick with Nikon because most of my lenses are Nikon. But yeah, I would really love a new camera body, but that's like so expensive just because mine's really limited and it's super, super old. It gets the job done, but I feel like my content for my like Glow Atelier, like I shoot a lot of the website content with that camera because it's the best photo camera I have. Like I use my Panasonic Lumix GH4 for video because it's amazing for video, but for photo it's like trash. And then the Nikon is everything photo. And it's just like, I feel like the photos could be that much better and easier to take seamlessly with a better body. But other than that, I probably just ask for like a new robe or something, or like a nice like vacation, maybe like just a like 4-day trip to Mexico, like budget trip. I don't know. What are your plans for the holidays? Working crazy. As a small business owner, the holiday season is the busiest time of year, and it's the time of year I have to hustle and grind the heaviest. And I'm just gonna be hustling and grinding. I'm like almost like scared. I'm like nervous, you guys. But yeah, we're gonna be hustling and grinding. That's the plan. But I will at some point be going home back to Canada for Christmas. I just don't know when and for how long. So I need to discuss that with my family and with honeyboy soon. Next we have, do you have a favorite makeup brand? No. Not really, I just kind of use whatever, but over the past year, I have been enjoying, like I haven't bought much from them, but I have really been enjoying the brand Romance. I've repurchased, like this is the first time I've ever repurchased a makeup product other than like a foundation. I repurchased their Lasting Water Tint twice, and I'm actually all out of it and I need to purchase it again because it's my favorite lip tint ever. It's the Lasting Water Tint Handbook series in pumpkin brown. It's the lip color I'm pretty much always wearing. Next, going into YouTube questions. Let's read off some of these YouTube questions. Maggie asks, what is your go-to travel skincare routine, especially when you have to pack light for hot, humid locations like Asia? Honestly, that's really hard to answer because it depends on what I have on hand. Usually bring some kind of travel size like cleansing balm. I think the last time I traveled, I brought, what did I bring for a cleansing balm? I don't even remember. But I'll usually like pack a little bit of a cleansing balm. Say for example, I'd take like my I'm From Fig cleansing balm and put it into one of those twist caps. Like I'll always have a cleansing oil or cleansing balm on me no matter what. It's an essential staple in my evening routine. Then I'll get one of those little twist cap travel things. I'll usually just use a whatever cleansing foam that I don't care too much about that I need to start using up. I don't know why, I could just use my go-to, but in my travel twisty cap container, I've just put the Homeo foaming cleanser. It's like a Japanese brand. It's a really good cleansing foam, but it's a little more stripping. So it's good for like if you're going on vacation to like Mexico or somewhere hot and humid like Southeast Asia, just because it really gets all that excess oil off and really deep cleans, and a little goes a long way. So if I have it in a travel thing, I don't need to use like a lot of it because it lasts. For toner, I'll just bring again whatever travel size I have, or just whatever I'm using at that time in like a little twisty little bottle. Or if I have like a travel size, like under 3 ounces of the product. I think Klairs Supple Preparation Toner has a travel friendly size one, but if not, I'll just put whatever one I have in. And then for creams, I'll usually just bring one thing. And again, I will just transfer something into like a travel size, or if it's small enough, like under 3 fluid ounces, then I'll bring the whole thing. Last time I brought my Klairs Rich Moist Soothing Cream because it was under 3 fluid ounces, so I could bring it with me for carry-on purposes. So that's what I brought last time. And then for SPF, I brought my Pacific Fresh Herb Origin SPF 50 because that thing is perfect for any climate. Like it's perfect in wintertime, it's perfect in humidity, it's perfect in hot. Like it's just like it's good for like any environment, I find. So I just brought that last time. But yeah, that's like minimum what I'd bring for carry-on, and I think that's like pretty close to what I brought the last 2 times that I traveled carry-on. Next we have a long one. Brianna Michelle, do you know anything about birth control and skin darkening? I have found that my skin heals with really dark scars since starting birth control. I'm usually pale as a ghost in the fall. So far I have my equivalent of a summer tan. Years ago I remember using a product called Beta Castle based upon your suggestion. I love that stuff. I still have so much of it. I don't know why. It made my skin so beautiful, and then I couldn't find it again. It still exists. They just keep changing the product name for some reason, and it drives me insane. That's why like I love 23 years old Beta Castle, but the reason why I didn't want to bring them onto Glow Atelier is because they keep changing and reformulating, and I'm like, you guys can't do this if you wanna, like, it's just unsustainable. But it's like the best. It's the best AHA cream I've ever used in my life. What product would you best recommend for skin lightening across the body? The birth control is called Patches. To be honest, I've never really heard of that before, and as someone who is on hormonal birth control for 14 years, I didn't experience that, but it sounds like a chemistry, like an internal chemistry issue with your melanin production. So what I would do is try to get control over your body's natural melanin production. So try to drink like herbal teas and take herbal supplements that reduce melanin production in the body. I think licorice extract, like licorice herb, does that, and like some other one. I suggest looking into that, like herbal formulas and herbal supplements that reduce like melanin production in the body, because it sounds like you might have an overproduction of melanin. But I'm not a dermatologist, so I can't really assist you on this too much other than trying to reduce the melanin production in your skin. For skincare items, you can use more acids if your skin is tolerant to them. Reduce the melanin producing cells, the tyrosine. Additionally, you can use those similar plant extracts such as licorice extract to reduce melanin production. And yeah, just a lot of SPF. Like if you're concerned about the full body as well, a lot of SPF would help. And for acne scarring, to reduce hyperpigmentation, like dark spots after getting acne, is reduce that inflammation. That's the key to getting rid of those dark spots after a pimple. Next we have 1. Have you settled in Texas emotionally, or would you prefer another place? Emotionally, yes, but I would still prefer another place. I don't want to be here too long term. Yeah, but I think we have to be for a while. So, I mean, it is what it is, right? You seem very happy in your relationship, but is there anything that he does that annoys you? Oh, what kind of question is that? I don't know if I'm so comfortable answering that. We're pretty good actually. I think honeyboy and I are actually a really, really good match. Like we don't really have any issues, and we've been together for 4 years now, and we don't really fight. Like, yeah, we have discussions sometimes about things that maybe we don't align on, or like stuff like that, but never really fighting or never really getting upset at each other. But of course, of course people are going to maybe annoy you at times. Like, for example, I get annoyed when he eats really loudly. No, that's just, I have mesophobia, so like I can't stand mouth noises, but sometimes he'll walk into my room when I'm doing things and just eat behind me, and I'm like, can you leave? Like, I can't. But yeah, that's pretty much it for annoyances. But yeah, you trying to stir the pot with that question, trying to unearth something evil. Doesn't exist. Sorry to disappoint you. Next we have, hello, I have been following you for years now. Thank you. Oh my gosh, I appreciate it. I appreciate it so much. Thank you for sticking around. Your question is, do you plan on having another surgery in the coming months? What jobs in Japan are the best paying to you, and what jobs in Korea are the best paying to you? Thanks. I do not plan on having another surgery in the upcoming months. I would in the future like to get a scar revision surgery for this, because you guys know I had really bad luck with my scar, which is nobody's fault and is unpredictable, but it's just bad luck. So I think in the future, like maybe when I'm in Japan, I might see if I can get a scar revision in Korea at a like reputable scar revision surgeon for like here. Because yeah, in the future, like I don't know when, but maybe some point in the future, I am considering ptosis surgery because I have ptosis, like it kind of runs in my family, and it's gotten, I'll show a picture because it's hard to see with this uneven lighting, but in even lighting, my ptosis is getting really, really bad. And if you guys don't know what ptosis is, it's when the muscle of your eye just kind of like gives up and it stops functioning, like for your eyelid. I'm not really too keen on it because I don't like the potential scarring you can get from a ptosis surgery, but like I'd probably get it in Korea now that the pandemic's over and everything's calmed down. But again, that probably wouldn't be until like, I don't know when, but it's not in the books anytime soon, and there's no active planning for it, but just like in my mind, I would want to do that because it's just like, it's getting worse as the years go on, and apparently ptosis just continues to get worse as the years go on. And I've tried like strengthening my eye muscles, I've tried facial yoga, and it's just like there's not much you can do for ptosis other than surgery. And I'd rather not have like my eyelid just be half closed in like 5, 6, 10 years, you know? I'd kind of like my eyes to just, you know, be open evenly. In terms of what jobs in Japan are the best paying, I wouldn't know because I didn't work for a company in Japan. and I never really looked into what would be best paying, but I have heard without any personal research into it that like web design, coding, web engineering, software engineering are some of the top paying potentially in Japan, but again, don't quote me on that. I haven't done any research into it. So I wouldn't really know, but that's just what I remember hearing in the past. For Korea, also same thing, I wouldn't know. When I worked in Korea, I was working for a skincare company, and to be honest, they definitely were underpaying me, but I was young and naive and not aware of it. Yeah, but I think it would probably be the same, like no matter where you go, working in tech, and especially working in fintech is just like the biggest paying jobs globally. So if you're looking to get a high paying job anywhere in the world, I'd probably look into tech and fintech. Next we have, when are you launching your skincare? Hopefully by the end of November, one of them will be out, like skincare. Also in November, I want to launch 2 skincare devices, 2 tools that I personally love. And then for actual skincare products, I'm hoping by the end of November, I'll have one out. If not, it will be like end of December, early January. I did hear from some of you guys on stream that you guys were waiting for my new skincare products to come out to like purchase from Glow Atelier, but please don't wait because there's literally no movement from the supplier on the bottles yet. Like they're manufacturing them and then they have to ship them, which can take like 2 to 3 months. So please don't wait because there is no determined arrival for it yet. It's just like we're still just sitting here waiting, driving me insane. How long will you be living, working in Austin area, if you know at all? Upwards of 4 years. But you never know, right? Like that's the anticipation is upward of 4 years, but it could even be something, you never know what happens, right? Things can change. Do you have any advice to give someone who wants to start their own business, like current self giving past self advice? Like I said before, definitely if you are starting your business, look into government funding before you launch, and don't rely on just your own pocket, because it makes like, it's kind of like setting your business up for disaster unless you're just like someone who has like a crap ton of money, like someone who's just like, I have 50 grand in my own personal funds to put into my business, then you're fine. Like you're fine. But if you're like me and you only have 1 grand, 2 grand from your paycheck to put into your business launch, I would definitely suggest, like that's probably my biggest regret, is not having more. So I'd probably suggest finding government funding that supports small businesses and getting as many free grants as you can from your government to start up, and then also putting some of that money into hiring like a part-timer, like twice a week assistant to help you get things, because doing it all by yourself is really difficult and hard, and it definitely slows things down way more than it should be, and kind of is another set you up for failure type of thing. So yeah. Do you see your business branching out into other areas like fashion? You never know. So Honeyboy and I had a lot of talks about this, because Glow Atelier has been around for over a year now, and like not where I would have wanted it to be and not where he would have wanted it to be, because of those reasons I mentioned before, with no money, no help. So if for some reason Glow Atelier ended and something else started, I don't really know. Like fashion would be cool, but I would kind of want to find something that allows me more freedom, because my overall life goal is to be able to live in Japan and hop back and forth. And being a business owner and running my own business and fulfilling my own orders makes that kind of impossible, because I have to be home to fulfill orders. So yeah, I don't know. Fashion would be cool if I could find a way to not have to be stuck to a location. Or something else, I'm not sure. If you could pick one place to go to in Japan, a must-see, and where and what would it be? I really want to go to that Ginzan onsen. I think it's called Ginzan onsen. And it's like that beautiful like onsen town where it's like onsen street and it's just onsen everywhere, and it's just like amazing and beautiful, and that's where I want to go. We will try to be going there while we're in Japan, but I did want to go in the winter because it looks stunning in the winter, and you can just walk around on the streets and your kata and hop from onsen. Onsen, gorgeous. And then like literally everywhere in Japan. No, I really want to go to, oh gosh, what's it called? I'll insert the name here in some images, but it's like the, like somewhat north, a little bit north and the west side of Japan, like right on the coastline. What is your favorite fashion beauty brand trend for this fall? To be honest, I haven't really been paying attention whatsoever to any trends lately because my mind has just been focusing on glow. I have not been, I don't know. I don't even know what the trends are right now. Do you plan on trying to do Vlogmas this year? I want to, but I'm scared because I don't know if I'll be able, if it will be like good. Because when I was living in Toronto last year, there was so much to do, but, and I think you guys might get really bored just seeing me at home every day. I might try to do it, but I think it would be totally different and just be like skincare videos, makeup, you know, productive day in the life type stuff just every day because I can't really go anywhere that easily. So like, and then I'm gonna be like busy with trying to do like glow stuff. So if you guys have any ideas on what you actually would want to see for Vlogmas that does not include actively going out so much because I can't, because I don't have my own car and I'm in suburbia now. Please drop your ideas in the comment section down below so that if we are able to do Vlogmas, I have some sort of idea of what would work for you guys. And next we have, what are your future plans with honeyboy? Do you guys want to get married? Yeah, that will be happening. There's obviously no engagement ring yet, but it has to happen if we want to stay together in America. So it will be happening at some point. I don't know when, but probably soon because I can't stay in the country much longer. So yeah. What do you like and not like about Texas, and where do you want to settle down in the future? I kind of already answered that before, but I'll just reiterate quickly. The culture is just not for me. It's very small town farm mentality of like North America, which is what I grew up in. I grew up in that farm, small town, like heavily white community. And that's kind of the vibe. I mean, Austin is one of the more diverse out of everywhere in Texas, but it's still heavily like that, and it's just not my style. It's also a very meat heavy culture, not for me, and beer and like country music. This is like pretty much everything that is not me is Texas. So it's not really somewhere that makes me excited or anything like that. I do really love the sunshine and the heat and the warm weather and like all of that. That's so amazing. I don't like the bugs. The bugs are some of the worst I've ever seen. Cockroach capital of America, literally. And I don't really like how you absolutely need a car to do anything here. Like the public transit system is little to non-existent. Like it's very minimal, very small, and it doesn't reach many places. The city is really small compared to everywhere else that I've been in the world. So that's just like not really that exciting. It's mostly a heavy suburbia kind of area, again, compared to most places I've lived. So it's just like, it's just not much to do comparatively. But yeah, I do really like the sunshine. I do really like the heat. And I do really like what you get for your money in terms of house sizes in Texas. What is your current workout routine? It is on pause. When I came back from Canada, I was going to the gym every other day and just really doing like light jogs, light running, focusing on cardio, and then doing some booty things like some deadlifts, doing some like arm freaking things, you know, stuff like that. A few like, you know, ab things. I don't even know the names of these workouts. I'm so sorry. But I'm a really sensitive person and I easily get sick if I push myself too hard, which started to happen. I started to get sick. So I had to take 3 weeks off from working out because I was consistently like on the edge of being super, super sick. And I just don't have time to be sick. I don't have time for it. So I have not gotten back into it because like now we're in the busy season and I just can't seem to find time to work out, like go to the gym. I was actively, like to make up for that, I was actively just going on walks, something like really low impact, something gentle, and just aiming to get those 6,000 steps in every other day. I have fallen off of that a bit because I have been a little too busy, but I'm going to try to pick that back up. Like if I can't get to the gym, at least do walk. Just walk those 6,000 steps. It's so important and it makes such a huge impact on your body and your health. Okay, here's a big one. Question 1, skincare category. What is recommended for a girl who has dry skin? Fair Latina with red spots and acne scars. Literally just really heavily focusing on your moisture barrier. That is so important for any skin type, especially dry with acne. Your moisture barrier is what is going to prevent you from getting acne, and it's going to help reduce red spots and acne scars, depending on what you mean by red spots. If you just mean acne scars, because there's different types. But yeah, use really well hydrating and moisturizing products, and it will revolutionize your skin. Just make sure you don't use products that can clog your pores. So don't do any coconut oils or things that are known for being comedogenic. So basically Korean skincare is great for that. They don't ever have comedogenic anything. I would really recommend using the Pacific Fresh Herb Origin Cream because it uses a lot of natural ingredients that are known to fight against acne, target dry skin that's damaged, and repair that moisture barrier while being gentle on the skin and still giving you the moisture you need and the hydration you need to maintain perfectly balanced skin. I'd recommend that. And if you're concerned about red spots and acne scars, an SPF is essential. If you mean like red spots, like red freckles, that's sun damage. You can only get rid of those with laser treatments from a dermatology clinic that focuses on that kind of damage. But to prevent them, SPF. But yeah, red spots are deep set sun damage that emerges as you get older. I have quite a few red spots on my body from my youth. And then if you want to prevent acne scars, again, reducing pigmentation in the skin comes down to avoiding the sun and not letting the sun trigger that melanin production in your skin. So wear that SPF. Again, I really like the Pacific Fresh Herb Origin one because it still has all those plant extracts in there that are natural, that fight against acne, give you anti-aging benefits, strengthen your skin without being comedogenic, and gives you just the right amount of moisture and hydration and protection from the UV rays. Question 2, planning on having kids in the future? Nope, I can't handle it. Honeyboy and I've already discussed it. I cannot. He is not so interested in kids. We both have recognized that we can't handle it at all. And like whenever we're around kids, we like have a max 2-hour capacity before we start getting really irritated and annoyed. And I just don't have the lifestyle that can accommodate children. And it just doesn't fit into my goals in life. And the fact that I can't handle my own cat sometimes just tells me I'm not ready for kids either. Question 3, do you take any supplements to improve your skin and health? Yeah, I take collagen every single day in my coffee, and also 1 teaspoon of coconut oil to help kind of internally moisturize my body and give me those fatty essential lipids and oils and fats that your body needs for healthy hair and skin and nails and organs and joints and everything. So yeah, that's what I do. I take collagen powder supplement. I'll have them linked in the description box down below. Any kind of product that I mention in this video, you guys will be linked in the description box down below so you can check it out. But yeah, that's what I do. I also was taking Priorin for a long time. I keep forgetting because like when I run out of it, it's like way up in the storage and I keep forgetting to bring it down. But Priorin supplement was a great one to help get my hair back on track after it really thinned out, and it did a lot to help. I believe it did a lot to help me get my hair more like dense. It took like half a year, if not more, of consistently taking it, but yeah. Side note, I'm originally from Austin, Texas. I can relate to the overwhelming feelings when it's hot weather. Yeah. It's so hot here. Question, do you plan on going to Japan or Korea? Both. While I'm in Japan, I want to hop over to Korea to see some friends I haven't seen in years as well. And it's so conveniently close that you can go back and forth easy peasy. Next, can you use tretinoin for my sun damaged face? Yeah, tretinoin, of course. Just like if you're using any kind of acid exfoliant, including tretinoin and retinol and bok choy and all of that stuff, you have to use SPF or you're just making your skin more sun damaged. This is a long Q&A video, you guys, my gosh. Okay, would you get plastic surgery again? Like I said before, not like anything dramatic, just scar revision and then maybe ptosis for my hereditary eye muscle literally just giving up, and like it's just gonna get worse with age. It's just gonna get worse with age. I might at some point in my life, I will probably have to get my boob job redone just because that's like a health reason and you're supposed to get it redone like every 15 years. That's recommended. So I'll probably do that. But I don't really have any major plans for cosmetic procedures. Do you see yourself having children one day? Nope. And then let's hop over to Twitter. This is our last set of questions. Let's see what we got. What is your favorite comfort show you can always rewatch? Love your videos. Inuyasha! Inuyasha and Sailor Moon. More so Inuyasha. I probably rewatch that like once a year. It's like my biggest comfort series ever. Let me know in chat, you guys, is Inuyasha a comfort show for you? What kind of TV show series do you watch? Are there any new movies that you want to see? I watch anime, I watch K-drama, and recently I've tried getting into C-dramas, but I haven't found so many of those that I like. I did watch, I have been watching Ashes of Love, which I don't know why, it's just not really hooking me. And then there was one I watched recently, I'll insert it here because I can't remember the name, but I ended up being obsessed with that show. It was so good. And then, yeah, you'll usually catch me watching K-dramas, anime, or occasionally if there's a good Western show on, but more often than not, I don't actually like Western TV series. There's just like, there's something so dark and gross about them. Like, why is there always so much sex in it? Like, it's not necessary. And I think that's why I love a lot of like anime and especially love K-dramas, is they don't rely on that to get people's attention because this show doesn't need it, you know? And there's just so much crime in American shows. It's just so dark. I don't know. But yeah, I'm more of like a romance, fantasy, sci-fi kind of person. I did recently watch the new Power of the Rings series on Amazon Prime. I really enjoyed that. And of course, we watched House of Dragon. Loved House of Dragon. I do really love The Witcher, but I just recently saw the bad news that Henry Cavill, I think that's his last name, is no longer going to be playing Geralt of Rivia. That's going to ruin the whole show. That's going to be the worst thing ever. But yeah, that's what you'll catch me watching. All right, my honeys, that is it for this Q&A video. Thank you guys so much again for submitting your questions. I can't believe how many we had. This is a super long video, but I hope you guys enjoyed it. And if you didn't ask a question, I hope one of these questions in here was something you always wanted to know or ask. And if you guys would like more occasional Q&A videos, let me know. Definitely make sure to subscribe to my channel if you're not already, with the notification bell turned on, or else YouTube will not be so kind to show my videos to you guys on a regular basis, as YouTube does not really like my channel and it only recommends 3% of my subscribers my videos. So if you want to make sure that YouTube's algorithm is not dictating what you see, make sure you have that notification bell turned on when you subscribe so the algorithm does not control your life. Otherwise, if you still feel like the notification bell doesn't work for you, or if you want a more personal approach, you can join our newsletter. I recently launched a personal newsletter for you guys. Every single 2 weeks, you'll receive one newsletter from me that summarizes all the new content that may have been uploaded on YouTube, any new Instagram Reels posts there. You guys will see my personal shopping list from Amazon. You'll see the items that I buy, why I buy them, so you can get ideas and insights on what might be working for you, or if you're interested in that kind of stuff. Additionally, you'll also get a personal update from me letting you guys know any kind of thoughts I've been having throughout the week, any kind of insightful information, anything to stir up conversation and get us thinking and get us more connected and knowing each other on a more deeper level. You'll also see things that I don't talk about on YouTube at all, such as my cosplay content, which is super exclusively only on Twitter and then my cosplay accounts. I keep it completely separate because it's a totally niche thing. So if you guys are interested in seeing absolutely everything in one place, definitely check out the newsletter. It also comes with a bonus 10% off welcome coupon code for you guys only for glowatelier.com. And of course, come hang out with me on Instagram. I'm always on there every single day. And if you're into Korean skincare and want to see my new skincare products that I'm launching, check out glowatelier.com. That is my skincare store and business that has been around for just over a year. So if you want to see my carefully curated, hand-picked, tried and tested collection of Korean skincare products, you can check that out on glowatelier.com. We are having a major sale event that is only gonna get better the closer we get to Black Friday and the holiday season, and with those new product launches coming in this month, definitely check out glowatelier.com, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.